So we talked about Sam Pittman a little bit earlier. I have to ask, what are your thoughts on the job that Sam Pittman has done as head coach? Honestly, as a Georgia fan, I have a soft spot in my heart for him, O-line coach. He was a great coach for us, but what do you think of the job he's done as head coach there at Arkansas?
It's been a mixed bag. I mean, had his times, but I had a guy really respect in the media that we really lean on each other. And he's like, if you really look at what he endured coming into a COVID year, a solid, let's play a full SEC schedule and nothing else. Then you COVID year, you're dealing with trying to find your coordinators. Odom and Browse left, and Browse was here. He had one foot out the door. He was trying to go to Miami. Then he was trying to go to Mississippi State, and then he wound up at TCU. He was still dealing with Chad Moore style players. He was still dealing with that type of roster. And there's been times where, you know, I want him to be a little bit more passionate. Whether it's a win or a loss, he's just that same kind of monotone, easygoing guy. And there's just times I just want to just scream like, show us some passion. Maybe if you showed a little bit more fire after a loss, you would get a little bit more respect on what we have to talk to you about you on a Sunday after a Saturday game. But to go out and get the staff, if he wasn't there, you wouldn't have T. Will. If he wasn't there, you wouldn't have Bobby Petrino. But we know. Look at Ed Ogeron when he puts the perfect pieces together with the staff. Look at
Right.
Dabo Swinney when he puts together the perfect pieces with the staff. Took 7 years to build a dynasty at Clemson. It took Ed Ogeron a few years when he had Joe Burrow, but you had Aranda and Brady as your coordinators.
Yep.
You get the perfect staff, that perfect. I've said this a couple times on our show. You get that perfect triangle where the head coach and your OC and your DC, and you can mix and let them do their jobs. You can beat anybody. That you can play with anybody. So looking at from last year to this year, you got to give the man credit because I mean you're sitting there now 5-3, 3-2, coming off of 4-8, and you gained. Well, I mean Jackson's a dog, but he's been battling injury all year. Taylor Green went through it. You had Singletary come in at the end in the Tennessee victory, so he's been able to get some guys buy in, but it's also those coordinators have been able to do their job. So I give them a B plus this year. Now, I want to hold that at a B right now because I want to see how the rest of the season plays out. But you have to give the man credit on what he's done because I had him at 7 wins, hopeful 7 wins heading into the season. But then they might get that and could squeeze out an eighth win. You never know.